Okay, I want to ask you this too, because I feel like you probably were in a better headspace and like could prepare a little bit better. I'm just like, well, whatever, go with the flow. But how did you mentally prepare yourself to date so many men?
Oh, so I guess, see, I think it's badass to be able
Mm-hmm.
to say, you know what? Whether you're here for the right or wrong reasons, you're on my season. This is
Mm-hmm.
my season of The Bachelorette. So I felt very empowered. I felt very in control. I loved being in the driver's seat. I'm a Taurus. I'm an Enneagram 8. We've talked about these things.
Mm-hmm.
That is very much so me. And it was invigorating. It was refreshing. And I was the first woman of color. I was the first Black bachelorette. It was
Mm-hmm.
something to me. It was an honor. And I went into it with that mentality. I also went into it with the mentality that I'm open for this, but there's absolutely no way I'm going to fall for these men.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they can play matchmaker for me and it'll work. So I think I had kind of psyched myself out about it and I didn't have high expectations. And that's why after the first night, I was like, I remember I turned to Caitlin, my producer, for those of you who don't know, and I was like, whoa, I
Mm-hmm.
think I might be in some trouble. I think there's potential here. I was like, dare I say, I think I might have met my husband tonight. I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, it was
See,
just a little different going in. What about you?
yeah. I mean, I just went in. I think I was so nervous at first because I knew going in, like, some of the guys would hopefully be there and like me, and some of the guys were just doing it to go on this TV show and make a name for themselves. And so I was very, I think, guarded at first, where I was like, I need to really weed out like the wrong ones here. But kind of like you after night one and you start to interact and actually talk to them, you see like, oh man, like maybe I could actually form some connections here. Like I remember leaving night one being like, I'm hopeful for a handful of these guys. Like I know a lot of them aren't here for me. A lot of them like aren't going to be into me, and that's okay. But as long as I had some, but like to mentally prepare yourself to date 30 dudes, it's just like you kind of just stand there and you're like, let's make this happen. What do we got to do? Like, I'll just sit here. You guys can come to me and we'll have a nice little chat. Like, bring me champagne, bring me treats, like whatever. But it's funny looking back because it's such a whirlwind and it does go by so fast. But now looking back, I'm like, 25 plus men. I could like, I would relive that again.
And here's the thing, for all those guys that came for the wrong reason, at the end of the day, they will always be known as so-and-so from Becca's season. Any article that mentions them, any Google or whatever, it's like blank, blank, blank from Becca's season, so-and-so, so-and-so from Rachel's season of The Bachelorette. It's like, that's right. You're always going to be attached to my season and my name. I just think and plus I'm a serial dater. So I'm like 30 men. I haven't done this before, but I mean, I'm just saying I love every bit of it. That's why I thought it was interesting to hear Trista talk about the stigma that was placed on her. It's so crazy how things change over the years, because now you're looked at as like such a strong, independent woman wrangling these men in, whereas Trista did it. It was like almost as if a negative connotation was placed on a woman dating all these men. There was such a double standard. So
yeah, it's like taboo kind of. I mean, especially back then, but I think about it now, just like in my life now, because obviously like I am single, and now that I can say that, it's easier to like talk about like where I'm at. But I think like, I was always in exclusive relationships when I was with someone. Like that was the first time where I could really like explore multiple relationships at once and really balance them out. And so now I'm like, you know what? Like I'm 30, like I'm ready to maybe like be okay with like not having to like throw all my eggs in one basket per se and be like, only you, like this is my goal in mind, and just enjoy the experience that life and dating has to offer. So it's definitely fun though. It's like a weird thing to do, but it's like, I don't think any girl would turn that opportunity down.
No.